Well, I've been a great sort of supporter of what the Community Trust have been doing for an awful long time, right back to the very early days. And as soon as the new stadium was in plan, the Trust always wanted to ensure there was a good level of accessibility. And as things have moved along, they've made the statement that they want to make the stadium the most accessible stadium in sport. And then when we sort of saw particularly the Team Inspire work that was being done this summertime, I just had a conversation with Keith at the Trust, so saying, hey, we've got a mobility scooter that's virtually brand new and we're not particularly using, would it be of any use? And he told me the story of a young lad particularly who uses a mobility scooter but isn't able to bring it to the Team Inspire days, and so it means he has to walk around on his walking frame, and it takes quite a lot out of him, so it means that it's a bit harder in the activity. So that absolutely seemed great. So, well, it was a question of we've got this mobility scooter, would you like it? And it's probably only done 10 or 12 hours worth of work, so virtually brand new, and it was a snap your hands off, and so we were delighted to be able to help. The ground here, right from the off, with 100 and odd spaces for wheelchair access, it is one of the only a handful in the country that have got that proportion of seats and spaces available. Lifts obviously in and around there. There's places to watch the match at high level and low level, on the ends and on the side. What more can you want? So it's terrific. So especially since we've been in the National League, going around and seeing some of the facilities, we've been into grounds where you have to go up steps to get to the away wheelchair end. There you go. Or there isn't one. You have to sit with the home fans, which is probably the worst of all, because you want to be with your pals. You don't want to. It's not a question of feeling endangered, although I think once at Grimsby that was the case.
That was the case, definitely.
And you want to be with your pals. You don't want to be an afterthought and stuck away in some other place. So, right from the off here at the Technique Stadium, it's been thought through.
Well, I think it's such a very kind and generous donation that will make a difference to a lot of people, and it will, make the already really good accessibility at the stadium even better and enhance it further. So we're absolutely so grateful for that really generous gift.
This goes some way to plans to make this the most accessible stadium.
Yeah, the ambition is to make this the most accessible stadium in the UK and potentially the world. And I don't think that's an over-ambitious sort of goal. I think it's something that is achievable. We've already got an absolutely fantastic stadium in terms of the physical accessibility, and what we want to do is to add to that really good information for disabled people and the people who travel with them, and also fantastic customer services. So we'll be thinking about really good leafleting, great website information that is accessible for all, training for all staff, and we will be consulting with disabled fans as well about what they actually want and which will help them to have a really good experience here at the ground. And then we'll cover not only home fans but away fans as well, and we'll be also looking at the whole spectrum of disability. So it will be people who've got a vision impairment, hearing impairment, mobility impairment, autism, learning disabilities, dementia and mental health issues. So we really want to embrace and welcome as many people as we possibly can to this fantastic stadium that we've got, and make a showcase for what is possible in accessibility to other stadiums across the UK. The latest estimate is that there are 13.9 million disabled people in the UK, and if you add onto that the people who travel with those people, their families, friends and companions, you suddenly realise that it's actually a huge number of people. I've got a disabled daughter, and I understand how difficult it can be just to get out of the house sometimes, and what preparation you need to do in order to visit anywhere. So it's absolutely vital that we do everything that we can to create a fantastic visitor journey from start to finish for anyone who wants to come and enjoy the football, either on their own or with their family and friends. One of the things that the Trust has been superbly good at is recognising right from the start how important accessibility is and building that into the stadium, and that includes the provision of a changing places accessible toilet facility, which is needed by 250,000 people in the UK. Those are people who aren't able to wait there and who need changing when they're out. And without changing places, those people face the option of either staying at home, going out for just an hour at a time, or being changed on a public toilet floor, which is absolutely horrendous, and it's something that I've got direct personal experience of. So, the vision has been there right from the start around making this as accessible as it possibly can be. And in fact, the trust was one of the first ever football clubs to install a changing places, beating all the clubs in the Premier League. So I'm supremely proud of that, and I think it's an example of what we can do and what the vision is there to achieve.
I think it's very kind of them, and they put time and effort into the donations, and I'm very thankful for them.